Big Boy's
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy. Big Boy.
Our good friend is back, ladies and gentlemen. Lil Dicky is back in the neighborhood. Welcome back to the neighborhood.
I love it here.
Man, we love having you here,
I always
bro.
say that. Don't you guys believe me? I love it here.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you have such a good aura around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the last time I saw you, did you go to Travis Scott concert?
Yeah, we said.
I saw you at Travis Scott.
Oh, I remember that. It was a great
Yeah,
moment.
man. Yeah, he did that too, man.
Yeah.
You're a supporter of hip hop as well, huh?
Sure, big fan.
I heard that. What was the early days of getting what attracted you to hip hop?
Well, the earliest memory, like I was sitting in music class and they were playing. I don't know why my teacher was playing it. It was like 5th grade or 6th grade, and Brittany Webb was sitting right in front of me, and like it was.
Brittany
All right, now, who's Brittany Webb?
Classmate?
She was like just a beautiful girl who I
I
loved.
knew
Right, I heard
I
that.
knew
Brittany
it.
Webb was like, "Oh my god!"
And it was
you know?
like the Mason puppet, like, what you know about going out? And like she was, and it was playing, and she
Yeah.
started singing it. And I've never been more attracted to like a woman, even though she was like, I mean, it's weird to say now, but
yeah.
But in the time, it's okay.
yeah. And it was like, that moment, that's a moment for me. But then I've always been a fan, like Jay-Z and Nas, like growing up, like just those were my two guys. And then, high school, my like formative years, Kanye comes around.
Yeah,
like,
man.
And I like, and it's always in my mind that, don't listen to what people tell you. You can do whatever you want to do. Like, I feel like, and then Drake comes along when I'm in college, and it's just, I don't know, it's just always, it's my favorite style of music for sure.
Did you ever think that you would be such an intricate part in this genre of hip hop and the accolades and being a voice and making these records and being double XL freshman class? Like,
No, I always thought I'd be like a very, important comedian. I did not,
Right.
and I always loved hip hop. Growing up, every kid has a dream or whatever, and mine was like I wanted to be a comedian. And,
Like an actual stand-up comedian?
Well, I'm more like an on-screen, like
Okay.
like a
Comedic actor.
Yeah, and that felt like even though it's a pipe dream, it felt like a reasonable aspiration because like I was everyone's funny friend. Like that was like my
Yeah.
skill set. I certainly would have loved to play in the NBA too, or like be a rapper, but it just felt like an unrealistic goal.
that's crazy.
But then I just started rapping to get noticed for being funny, and then as I did it, I just got better and better.
What about just the visual side of Lil Dicky? Because I mean, like we're not we're in the era, but there's some things that it seemed like rappers just kind of made. There's some that's made a little quicker. There's some that doesn't have, a substance. And that's what a lot of genres. Not a lot of substance on something, or it doesn't feel like the creativity is there. And then you'll come and not only will you give us something creative, but you would give us something that's visual as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And something that's so well put together. Does that come from wanting to be stand-up or wanting to get into film, or where does that come from?
Well, probably like at its core, because like a lot of these things that I'm making are funny. You know what I mean? And it's like just so much easier to appreciate the humor in something when you're looking at it. It's like I remember used to like trying to play music for people, and like if they were like even on their phone for a second during the song, like and they missed like this the pivotal joke that the whole song's about, I'd have to like rewind it. But like but like another rap song, you wouldn't have to ever, you know what I mean? Like so, and I think I need the videos. You know what I mean? Like it's like a lot of my songs wouldn't click the same way unless you like see it in front of you. So it's like I kind of need it.
Yeah, you also grew up during like TRL time as well.
Of course,
Music videos were really massive.
Told the story.
Yeah, I totally grew up like when I was a childhood going like formative years, like music videos were king.
At the moment while we're sitting here, we just had a chance to see Earth, and it was kind of like a little viewing party that we had here.
Private.
Yeah, a little private screening. Hello.
Intimate.
Yeah, now
very.
you go to tackle a song and a visual called Earth.
Yeah.
Alrighty. First off, what was the reason behind making sure that you did a song and visual called Earth?
So, initially this whole thing started with me just having an idea of like, oh, wouldn't it be so funny to have a song about animals where different artists are playing different animals? That was like the core idea. It was not about like climate change or like anything conscious at all. It was like, let's just make a fun idea about animals. And so I get in the studio, I'm like, I'm literally like mooing and like growling over the bit. I'm just like, all right, this is terrible. Like, what is the song about? You know what I mean? And I had a vague awareness and understanding, just so vague about like, oh, I know there's some issue environmentally on Earth. Like, we're doing something from a pollution standpoint, behaviorally, that's impacting the Earth negatively.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it should be about that. And then I thought, well, I don't even actually know the details of the environmental. Like I was like, I know there's an issue, but I don't know what the issue is. So then I look up the issue, and I am blown away by the facts at hand. I had no idea that it was like a situation where if we don't change our behavior fundamentally on Earth over the next 12 years, the damage is irreversible.
And God willing, that's everybody in here lifetime. God willing.
And then then in like 20 or 30 years, it's like major cities start flooding and like food starts running out and everybody's moving and you can't breathe anymore. And it's like I always kind of imagined, this would be happening like in a million years or something.
Right.
Even that is a selfish line of thinking, but I'm a selfish person.
Right, yeah.
I didn't realize that this type of thing was going to impact the second half of my life. And I don't think people know the facts at hand. So like what started as this like silly idea became like the most important thing I'll ever do probably.
Yeah, and you kind of went into the rabbit hole of information, and once you saw it, you started to really realize just how big it was.
Because it's not even like
because there's no such thing called climate change,
right?
Like global warming.
Global warming. There's no global warming.
That's the thing. There's no like. It's not even a political issue. Like I think it's it's being tailored into being that, but it's really like there's really no scientific other side. Like every scientist is like, yeah, I mean this is about to happen, so buckle up.
They've been saying it for so long.
I know, but I feel like we're all just like,
not
okay,
listening.
yeah, like, and it's like, but like, why do you think these hurricanes are happening?
Right.
Like, all of a sudden, it's all related.
We don't see seasons like we used to. No. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of people were super excited because there was a super bloom, right? But like what they didn't realize is that those flowers bloomed way earlier than they were supposed to, which is not normal. It's like it's not okay.
We're just out there taking pictures.
Or like glaciers like coming apart and melting way faster.
Man.
Like and we need that.
People aren't going to care until like what I don't want to have happen is people like start caring when it's like too late because like. You could look at it as like, oh my God, we're so screwed. This sucks. Or you could be like, wow, how lucky are we that we live on Earth during the 12-year period of all of humanity where the Earth is in our hands and we can actually save it.
Man.
Like,
and put the brakes on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If not the complete break, we got to slow down.
Yeah.
After you learned more information, besides making the song, what else did you do to change certain things?
On a micro level, like I eat less red meat than I used to. Like, do I still eat a burger? Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like go vegan. I'm just saying like instead of having 4 cheesesteaks a week, which I typically have done, I'll have 1. Or I drive a Tesla now.
Right.
I'll turn down the straw. Like little, and it's like they're little, and like I don't even know how much of an impact that has, but I know that if everybody on
even
Earth
when we
did
brought you the water, you was like single-use water containers. This is ridiculous.
This is disgusting.
Yeah. I'm going to drink this down, then I'm going to continue to fill it back up. I'm going to continue to fill it back up.
I do that.
I do want to talk about Earth, the song and the video. How does it go from mooing in the studio to becoming more conscious to getting all these celebrities involved?
Artists.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, it took like 3 years.
What?
Yeah, like
okay.
I started the session for Earth the same day I started the session for
And if the celebrities would have came a little faster, we could have been saving the Earth already.
No, they were.
No, I'm blaming this on Bieber, bro. I'm blaming this on Bieber. No.
Bieber was early.
So around when you did Freaky Friday, your headspace was already
same day. I started literally the same day with Benny Blanco. I had a session in New York City, and we started 2 songs, Freaky Friday and Earth.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Freaky Friday, I knew like it just moved faster, and like and that became my first single. You know what I mean? And like, but I still was just building Earth, and the video for Earth took over a year. It's like high-end animation. So it's like, and then getting 30 artists, literally 30 artists.
Can we name some of the people that's all?
Let me try to do it all. It's tough.
What?
Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Halsey, Zach Brown, Brennan Urie of Panic at the Disco, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, Kevin Hart, Adam Levine.
Ariana Grande.
Did I say her? I didn't
yeah,
say
you said
her.
her.
Okay.
Are you listening or what?
No, I wasn't.
Sean.
I was so busy trying to jump in.
Sean
Snoop Dogg. No,
Shawn Mendes, Charlie Puth, Sia, Miley Cyrus.
Did we say Katy Perry?
Not yet. Lil Jon, Rita Ora, Katy Perry, Miguel, Lil Yachty, Ed Sheeran, Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers, Meghan Trainor, Tory Lanez, Psy, Bad Bunny, Chris Wu, John Legend.
You're in the editing bay right now, huh?
It's so hard.
He's
You're sitting there
Yeah.
like, okay, I love how
And Leonardo
Leonardo DiCaprio.
yeah, man.
What a great
And it was
cameo.
crazy because the whole world started to really come together once we went into Justin Bieber's ass.
Oh my God.
Once
Big
we
was
went,
like, did we just go through
I
his
was like,
ass?
dude, are we in Justin Bieber's ass? Because I was like, no disrespect or craziness. I was like, it's beautiful in there.
That little bamboo ass.
Baboon
You know what I'm
ass.
saying? I did not know that it was that peaceful in Justin Bieber's anus.
Look at that.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a baboon.
Now you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So how does that come? Do you just get a piece from each person when they're available, or
Yeah, so it's like me and Benny. There's so many iterations of the song where like I'm singing every part, and like there's different. We went through so many different animals that didn't even make the cut. You know what I mean? And like we just finally narrowed it down and got our best jokes and animals together, and then we write it on a whiteboard and we start casting like it's a movie.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, like. What the fuck? I'm a clam is like such a. It needs to be like an aggressive voice. Who's got the most iconic aggressive voice? Lil Jon. Just saw Lil Jon at a festival a week ago. I text him, hey, you want to get in a song? And the first thing you do is you get your friends on it. You know what I mean?
right,
You
right,
Get like Ed Sheeran and
right. The
Charlie Puth.
low hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's like, hey, like hop on this for a second, and then you got a list of like 5 to 7 people and it's like an interesting list. It's like Ed Sheeran, Snoop, Wiz Khalifa, It's like a random ass
Right.
group of people.
So that's the hook
that I can
kinda.
then go to like someone who I'm less friendly with and be like, hey, I've got this song. Everyone's playing an animal, and the beautiful thing about it is that everyone has a short part. So the actual, I kept saying 10 minutes max. That's all I need is 10 minutes. And then
You know what I love about it is the way that it was when you just see it and the way that it's put together.
Looks like a
you know what I'm
Pixar
saying?
film.
And
It does. It's
that's
so
what I was about to
good.
say.
The
I
colors,
was
the
waiting for
graphics
like
are
James
amazing.
Earl Jones to go Mufasa.
I know.
Or, but it's put together so well.
I know.
And then when you think about just the people that's involved, it's a hell of a project. And when you sit down, it looks genius.
Thank
But
you.
how do you convince people that to trust this vision that I have, and at the end it'll look like this?
So good question. I had them because the video took so long, and like for so long it was like stick figurey, like
Yeah.
you know, like it looked. I didn't want to show people it, but I had them fully render Ariana as a zebra. Like I had them like give me that 8
Right.
second moment, so I could be like, so here's what the video is going to be like. And it's, you know what I mean? So like,
Right.
and it's just they got it. Honestly,
It's better than I can show you better
Yeah.
than I can tell you at this moment.
So it really like I didn't really get much pushback. Like it's such a good cause. Like everyone I think knows that there's an
Right.
environmental issue going on, and it's so easy to execute. And it's true. It's like everyone involved it's like they're the best in the world at it. Like Benny Blanco, best producer in the world. You know what I mean? Like all the artists, best artists. Like the
Right.
talent added. Like in my demo, like I'm not falsetto belting an outro the way Ariana Grande is. You know what I mean? I didn't even write that. She just started going, and I was like, keep going.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
at what point
you
did you
definitely don't
get-
say, could you stop there?
Yeah. At what point do you get Leo involved?
I got him involved early because I knew that I shouldn't be like making money off of this, and this is like a good thing to like raise money for, but I have no idea what's going on in that space and like fundraising and the nonprofit environmental world. And I'm a huge fan of movies, so it's like obviously that guy's like the LeBron James of acting.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
And I will never forget. He literally like spends his whole life waiting to win Best Actor at the Oscars. Wins it, gets on stage, and his speech is about climate change.
Yeah,
All
man.
the time.
So
that,
and then,
that platform.
yeah, and then his documentary Before the Flood was one of the main things that opened my eyes. So it's like all of that in tandem made me be like, I got to see what that guy's doing and if he wants to get involved.
Are you ready for the other side, the opposition of there is no this, and are you
No,
afraid of making too much noise or shaking things up?
What I mean, that other side is so like it's not even a real side,
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
I can't wait to speak to the other
Yeah,
side. And be
yeah.
like, what are you even talking
They
about?
don't show. Yeah, it's not a face
I
show.
live
or
for
anything.
those conversations with like people when I know I'm right.
I heard that.
You
Did
know?
you get to actually have conversations with Leo about this? And did
Yeah.
he open your mind up to something that maybe you didn't already know?
Well, his documentary fully opened my mind. Like his documentary was like the most informative. Like go watch Before the Flood. It's crazy. But then I guess when I sat, like I literally went to his house and like, man, it's beautiful, beautiful home.
What is he like?
He's great. He's a nice, normal guy, and like we like played pickle, like mini tennis together.
Right.
And very
All these little hot
Very
chicks rolling
competitive.
around.
It's
All the
very-
models?
Very competitive.
Oh.
No, just me and Leo.
Oh,
And
okay.
then-
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And the one thing I'll tell you, like when he starts talking about climate change, and like it's like he gets, you can see the passion.
Right.
Like it's like not like a little gimmick or anything for him. This guy like literally does movies, And then when he gets off the movies, saves the earth. You know what I mean? Like, and it's real for him.
Doesn't it seem so obvious, Lil Dicky, that there is something going on? Like, doesn't it seem obvious?
It is obvious, but literally it took me making this song to know the details of it. And I'm like, you know, I don't know.
Like, even at the end, when it was like 12 years, like you hear the world and I did like the 12 years.
Leo told me the 12
really,
years.
yeah, that really,
Crazy.
like that stamped like, wow.
I knew something was going on, but I just thought, you know, a couple 100,000 million years from now, like humanity might be in trouble. I didn't realize that this was just so urgent and that it was our responsibility.
Yeah, man.
It's a morality issue.
And in 12 years, my kids are young still.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine just my whole life changing at 21,
The kids are
22 years of age.
So the kids are just going to, because, yeah, like we have 12 years to change the behavior. And if we don't, the damage is irreversible. And then in like 20 or 30 years, that's when your kids are going to start getting screwed.
Yeah,
Even
man.
us, you're
crazy.
going to be alive. You're going to be like 90.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you.
Good, man.
Yeah, fucking Lil Dicky is here. Alrighty, yeah, fucking stick around your radios. Your math is off too, so maybe it's not even really 12 years. Let me get Leo on the phone. Lil Dicky, you probably don't remember this, but the last time you were here, you said you hadn't had sex for months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that. It was 7 months at the time.
7 months at the
I
time.
made it a year.
A whole year.
And on the anniversary of a year, I fucked. Yeah.
Come on, you guys. Come on. Hey, man. So that is a
You
man
deserve that.
it was around. You could have just had it at any time.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why at 7 months when we spoke about it, did you say it's going to be a year, or you just woke up like, hey, man, it's not that important. I can go another day, another week.
It started as a stress-driven thing that, like, the stress alone lasted, like, got me through 3 months. And I was like, that was a breeze. Like, let's keep it going.
Right.
Then all of a sudden I'm at like 7 months, and I'm just like, let's do a year.
I heard
And
that.
then I literally I had like the anniversary of the year. I fucked.
Almost to the ding.
Yeah.
You're like, all right,
Yeah.
I got 7 more seconds.
And honestly, when I fucked,
How was it?
it was cool.
Was it
but
magical?
I thought it'd be like I was just like, oh, it's this. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't like a.
Yeah, it wasn't like when I lost my virginity. Like I thought, like it was just like it felt like the same as it always.
Hey,
I don't know.
did you feel robbed? Like, I could have went longer. Like,
Perhaps, but it's like at a certain point, I just gotta move past that.
Right.
I still barely fuck.
Right.
I barely fuck.
What's a barely fuck?
I barely fuck.
Right.
Once
So
in a while.
you're not in a relationship or have a girlfriend right now or anything? You're single?
Yeah.
You still
Yeah.
on dating apps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yep.
But I haven't been dating. Like I just don't have time. Like I'm making a TV show. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's going on with the TV show?
I'm working on it. It's like it's at FX, and we're about to start the
Oh, that's
writer.
huge.
Yeah, we're about to start like the writers' room like next week. Like the first.
Oh,
the
you in.
The pilot
Major.
is like completed, and then you got to write the 9 other episodes of season 1, and you got to shoot it this summer, and you got to edit it in the winter.
Are you starring in it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So,
Hello.
Right
He was like, hell yeah.
And so
it's
Kevin,
like
what
a
is-
little Dicky
What is the
type.
show about
Yeah.
exactly?
the show is about my life. You know what I mean? It's like a comedy set as a guy wants to be a rapper, and like you see him
I
go up and
love
up.
it.
And
It-
Kevin Hart is involved.
Yeah, Kevin Hart's an executive producer.
Oh, so Kevin worked with you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. What up, Kev?
Yeah.
Ew.
He
Yeah,
also
no
plays Kanye.
animosity or jealousy. I know that felt a little salty, but no, that's good for you. That's good for you.
How did you get Kevin involved?
Yeah, how did you get Kevin involved? Yes.
We're both from Philly.
There it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I've like long.
There's a lot of people from Philly that Kevin's not working with, though, so I don't think it's just that.
we reached out to him. I've long idolized him. You know what I mean? And like I remember being, I don't know what year. Like I don't want to know if it was high school, but it was like I think it was I was in college on a break and just sitting in Philly and watching his like early stand up before he was the most successful.
Before the
comedian
world
ever.
had
Yeah.
him.
And I was thinking, this guy's the funniest stand up I've ever seen. And then all of a sudden, like I just had different moments with him. Like he happened to have his bachelor party for the same in Vegas at the same time I was performing. So he was at a pool party that I was performing at.
Oh, nice.
For his and it's like and he came on stage and like hype man my whole show.
That's dope.
Like it's meant to be.
It's written, yeah.
And
That's
it's
what I'm
like
gonna
so
say.
we've
It's
always
written.
kind of had a good and like I see him at Sixers games. We've always had a good relationship and I just, he's a wealth of knowledge.
Hey, dude, it's just seeing what you do content wise. I can't imagine what your show is going to look like.
It's going to be really, honestly great. Like, I tell everyone involved.
And you know what? If people aren't watching FX, that's one of those that, you know how 50 brought everybody to Stars with like Power?
By the way, FX has the best comedies on TV.
Yeah, you know why? Because it seems like they're hands on, but hands off.
Listen,
Let you create.
So going into this process, and by the way, it's a long way to go, so I could complain later. But
right.
Like the thought of like making, like if I had to make a song and someone was like, "Hey man, like love the song, but you got to change the hook and do it differently," like I would have gone crazy. And essentially, I'm like in a way a prisoner to network notes. Like if they say it can't be this way, like I have to kind of at least talk about it and really hear them out.
Right.
And I was really stressed about because I'm so hands-on and controlling.
Right.
And I was so stressed about the idea of making a show and like not having full control of like the final, decision making. But every single note they've given so far, 90%, I've like agreed with, and they've actually been making everything better.
That's great. Is it? Do we see it this year? You think?
I think it will air early 2020, like January 2020 is what I'm shooting for. I think, but I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that. Early 2020.
all right, early 2020.
We'll see.
If not, we'll edit it out.
Hearing that your project, like even the video for Earth, took like 3 years in the process of that, it seems like you're always ahead of your projects. Like, what else do you have in the works besides your TV show?
I mean, I have a whole album. Like, what people don't realize is I've literally put out 2 songs in 4 years. I've put out Freaky Friday and Earth. Those are the only songs I've put out in 4 years. So it's like I have like a whole 15 to 17 track album that's going to come out at some point this year.
Why you think you
This
don't
year.
disappear? Like, there's sometimes if it's all this material that got to come out, and we're very fickle right now. Here today, gone tonight. Like, why do you think there's an interest in Lil Dicky?
Well, truly, I feel like I have a total monopoly on my product, and if you like what I do, I'm the only option you have to get it.
I heard that.
Damn, that's a
Locked
dope
in.
answer.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
He got that king dope.
You said that the album will come out this year.
I
which
hope. I mean,
sounds-
if it doesn't, I'm so pathetic.
Right, right.
Why
What
are you
can
not
we-
just? Sorry, go ahead.
what can we expect to hear on this album?
Greatness.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead now.
It's definitely
Features?
yeah.
Anyone you're gonna tell us?
No,
Oh, all right, cool.
Well, at least you answered that right off.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
it's definitely like
No dangling carrot with
like
you.
every song is like a different concept. Like,
Okay.
there's no like random like, oh, I'm rapping now. It's like every song is like a big, like every song could have its own video, and you know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure it will.
I hope not. It's too much time.
Yeah. You've done that,
Yeah.
Like,
And it's all, and musically it's all over the place. Like I'm surprised at like certain things about it musically. Like it's like the common thread is obviously my personality, but like, there's like me singing over a guitar sometimes, and like, which is not anything I've ever done. Or then I'm rapping on a really hard 808 type beat. Like it's really just like,
Why have you not just put it out?
because it's not done.
When do you know? When will you know it's done?
I'll know it's done when there's like a vibe of song that's missing. In a nutshell, I need like my favorite kind of music in general. Obviously I love the song Earth, and it's a huge important song, and it's a great epic song, but my favorite type of song is like Drake Meek Mill Going Bad. Like, You know what I mean? Like something where I'm like in a club and I'm rapping it, and I'm like feeling so good about myself, and I just need like 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
Of those, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope.
you know what I enjoy about you as well, man, is that what you do with your music, it's not a mockery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like we have fun with it. There's things there, the visuals there, but it's not like Weird Al, or it's like,
not.
like what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you respect the hip hop card because you're cut from the cloth.
Yeah, just make a lot of, like if you hung out with me, I would be making jokes all day trying to make you laugh. That's just who I am. I'm not trying to make fun of things, but I'm just trying,
Right.
that's what I am. So I'm rapping, but I'm making jokes.
Yeah.
But I don't
And that's what
think-
you said.
yeah.
There's a monopoly on that as well for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when we want it, we got to come and get it from Lil Dicky.
Amen, brother.
Your 76ers are in the playoffs. How you feeling? What do you think's gonna happen?
Well,
You know, like we there.
well, there's just like, there's all these new pieces, and everyone's been like banged up, and there's not enough chemistry right now. They haven't played enough. I'm optimistic. I'm a little worried about like, Joel's knee and just like him being okay, but I feel like if we start clicking, we'll be good.
Yeah.
But I worry about the amount of time we have. Like we have to click right now.
Do you get stopped a lot when you go to games?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't get stopped because I get brought in through the little bag, and then I just.
Oh, excuse
But actually, exiting is a problem.
Why?
Yeah.
And why is that? Traffic?
No, like I feel like when I'm at a Sixers game, it's like that's the most famous I feel.
Right.
Every moment,
Right.
someone's like, "Yo, can I get a picture?" Like at every moment.
Do you like it or do you get weirded out sometimes?
I definitely don't get like I'm not like an introverted like person who hates it. You know what I mean? I worry about the level of fame I could achieve and how like if I was like Justin Bieber, how limiting that would be on someone's life.
Right.
But as of now, it's like people come up to me and praise me. It's like cool.
You did Earth with Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Do you still have contact with him? Like check on him or?
We're not like great friends, but
Right.
whenever I see him, like it's totally like we hug and like he's a very great kid.
What did you do for your birthday that just recently passed?
I went to the Cheesecake Factory.
I heard.
What did you have?
I went pretty nuts.
He's like the brown bread.
Honestly,
The brown bread is the
birthday.
business,
It's my
y'all.
birthday.
The brown bread is it's the best bread ever.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
More, please.
I always typically get the pasta da Vinci.
Oh, okay.
And I love it so much that I usually never stray, but because it was my birthday and there's so many things I just want to try, so I pretty much kind of dictated everyone's order and I just ordered a ton of things that I wanted and I was allowed
Because you
to,
could
You
that
get
day.
this.
Yeah.
You get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
I
that
had a
day.
little
sounds
bite of
fun.
this. Yeah, and it was
I love that
delicious.
you went to Cheesecake Factory for the turn up.
It's my favorite
You know
restaurant.
what I'm saying? Like, hey, we got to turn up over here.
Wait, but did you know that they don't make the cheesecakes fresh right there?
Well, I don't even like cheesecake.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
you don't go for the
don't go for
cheesecake,
that. I
right?
don't like
You just go for the factory.
Yeah, the
He goes for the bread. He
My heart
goes
is
for the
so
brown
broken.
bread.
bread is crazy. And
Yeah,
the butter. The butter.
Right? I know, so good.
It's like bread, brown bread only. I don't ask for the white. I'm like,
Their
keep
Their lettuce
that.
cups are good too.
Yeah, let's not sleep
They're
on the butter.
Taiwanese.
I love it. And the butter's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dude, now when I go back to Cheesecake Factory, I'll be like, this is amazing.
It's so good. Little Dicky, did you think that the XXL freshman class was a big deal prior to being on it?
Yeah.
Did you respect it? Because I feel like it's losing its wave of what like it used to be.
I thought it was a big deal before I was on it. Like, I don't think it had lost its wave at that point. Me being on it, especially like being like a comedian type rapper, like it was like a huge moment for my career. Like, so I always will respect it, and I think those that aren't down with the wave, like I don't know.
When you look back at your cover and you see someone like Kodak Black on there, and you see how he has disrespected other rappers, especially Nipsey Hussle recently, does that bother you?
I mean, I don't like any form of disrespect, especially to someone like Nipsey Hussle, especially someone who's dead. You know what I mean? But I don't like in that moment. I wasn't thinking, "Oh, that's my XXL freshman classmate." It was-
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of the most we've made it covers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Anderson, Designer 21
Yeah.
Savage, Kodak,
You're saying it's a great class.
Yes, it
Dave
is.
East.
It's gonna, and I think in time it gets better.
Did you know that 21 Savage wasn't from America at that time?
No.
Oh.
I think it's cool though.
Yeah, she asking all the crazy questions.
Yeah.
Tell me about Kodak Black. What about
Well, just like you said,
21 Savage?
when you look at it and you think about back then to
Who
evolution of everyone.
stole my last piece of chicken? She on everything, boy. Lil Dicky, thank you for coming into the neighborhood and hanging out with us.
Guys, thank you.
And what's your guy's name that came in and showed us the video for $400?
Was it Mike or Tony?
The big guy.
For $400.
Yeah. He charges $400 a CD
yeah.
That was
exclusive.
crazy.
Worth every penny.
Yes, it was.
Damn, I was hoping you was gonna give it back to us. He didn't do that. You caught on. But no, Lil Dicky, thank you for coming into the neighborhood.
you.
Guys, thank you for having me.
Thank
Let's
you
save
so
the
much.
earth, huh?
Yes.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
man, it's our job. It's
We
our
can
job.
do it.
That's the one thing that we all have in common.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but hopefully people understand.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, man. And we got to start making changes
Hey,
today.
time will tell. It's a ticking time bomb, everybody.
There it
I hope,
is.
I hope
Time
you
will
like.
tell. He
I
has
hope
no
you like
watch on his
Survival.
wrist.
Yeah, and he gave up his watch for the Earth
He did.
too. So he was
He's
looking
now
at-
rocking an
he was-
invisible
no,
watch.
it's Skin 30.
Sustainable
You know what I'm
watch
saying?
right here.
Yeah. Anytime you do like this, it's called Skin 30. Like, oh, okay, it's Skin 30 right now. But thank you for coming into the neighborhood.
you.
Thanks, guys. I love
Lil
you.
Dicky in the neighborhood, Big Boy
Big
neighborhood.
boy.